Nice. What's up, guys? I am James Hake, and we are live on Friday.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey, guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, what's up, guys? It is Friday, March 27th, 2020, and we are going to be live on Church with Jesse Lee Peterson the 29th, and I'm also live on Sunday, the 29th at 9 a.m. before Jesse Lee Peterson. Normally, I'm after Jesse Lee Peterson, but on Sundays, I'm before him. I finish an hour before he goes live with Church, right? So, it's, this is exciting, right? Crazy times. I am wearing my bright red design of the La 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 t-shirt with James Hake. Let's see. Is it this? Or was that? Oh no, I was looking the other way. Cool. I'm gonna get to your calls right away. It is 888-775-3773. But quick announcement, because I do like to plug Jesse Lee Peterson's stuff, and I know that some of you guys watched. I have like a hair in my face or something. I know some of you guys watched the Patreon video, the 90s TV show Gangs and AIDS in the Black Community from 1997, I think it was. It's also on patreon.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, subscribestar.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. I have the thumbnail, I think. And newproject2.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. He interviews an ex-gang member. And I know a bunch of you guys saw it. Just wanted to make sure that more of you guys check it out. Support. And cool. Look at Jesse Lee Peterson's hairstyle. It's cool. Instead of a part, they just shaved part. Anyways. Before I get to calls, do I want to show you this? In Hake News at the end of the first hour of the Jesse Lee Peterson show today, I mentioned this, I call her a nutty woman, Tara Reade, Tarareade, the nutcase female who at one point loved Joe Biden and worked for him. And now she loves Marianne Williams or Williamson, whatever her name is. $5 worth of love and support anyway, according to records, donor records. But I have a couple of photographs of her so that you know, nutcase confirmed. Well, I don't want to be mean, but it's true. A couple of photos of Tara Reade, the woman accusing Joe Biden of some type of so-called sexual assault, which, he's evil, she's evil. She's still a Democrat. And like I said, the Democrats are sexually assaulting the country, pushing their same-sex marriage and transgender bathrooms. And this case was from 1992 to 1993. So she looked younger when this allegedly happened. And she came out too back in, this is different. The camera is a little higher or something. Something's a little different. Normally you can see more of the Hake sticker. Just so you know. Maybe it's more zoomed in or something. But anyways, or maybe it's just higher. I don't know. But anyways, so, yeah, I take it all with a grain of salt. I just don't believe it. Right? You don't have to believe it. Don't believe women. And the Me Too people, of course, rejected her because they support Joe Biden, or they support Democrats, or they just, whatever. They can see it's ridiculous, maybe. They're all ridiculous, honestly. The whole Me Too movement is ridiculous. It's all about vengeance and believing women and gays over men and just a violation of actual real justice. Yes, I'm right. It is higher, says Wayne. Thank you, Wayne and Rhonda. But I just wanted to show you the pictures of her so that you can kind of confirm it. She did appear on a couple of interviews, and liberal media covered it and stuff. I covered it in Hake News at the end of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. You can listen to it. And you can also read up on it on the hakereport.com. I'll post it on the Hake News section. All right, so whatever. Let me get to some calls. I do want to touch on Trump is saying maybe no handshakes, maybe ever. That's cool. And Fauci is the short guy, Italian guy who talks like this, something like that. I'm not doing a good impression, but he is kind of going along with the intellectuals who don't think all things are possible. Well, Trump does. Trump wants people to start going back to work come as early as Easter. Wouldn't that be nice? But all these people are like, that's false hope and blah, blah, blah. And so I hope to touch on that maybe. The Chicago mayor is dumb. The Chicago interim police superintendent is dumb. He used to be over here in Los Angeles. And hopefully I get to some stuff. I don't know. Did you show these pictures that were in the folders? I love boomers. And I want to tell you I just came across a cool tweet showing like 4 pictures of people who were influential to this one person. And at least in terms of their politics. And so I showed 4 pictures of ones that were influential to me. Cool, huh? I will get to that, hopefully. If not today, then Sunday. I'm also reading a book about the SS. And I'll tell you more about that. Sion says, not all cat ladies are a whack job. They're classy. Right on. Appreciate the diamond. Yeah, I agree. But let me get to some calls. Levon, am I pronouncing your name right? Out of Las Vegas, Nevada?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, good to hear from you.
Hey, good to talk to you, actually. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to get something off my chest because I heard a few people call in this week to Jesse and you and talking about conspiracy theories and the New World Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's depressing, honestly, to hear people like, I think it was like even Jesse's last caller, that one last caller, that Canadian guy, act like the New World Order is just some goofy conspiracy theory.
Right.
It's like the guy never read a history book about the 20th century. It's like, does he have any idea what communism is?
That's the New World Order, isn't it?
That's exactly what the New World Order is. It's communism.
Yeah.
And the 20th century was just a series of communist revolutions and conspiracies and mass murders over and over and over and over again. And you have guys like George H.W. Bush coming out and repeatedly saying, we're putting in place the New World Order. And it's like, what, are you just so historically ignorant and so blind to communism that you just couldn't possibly accept that their conspiratorial nature is what it is? It's sickening, man.
I don't know if he's referring to communism when he...
No.
I think if you challenged him about communism, I don't know if he would disagree with you, that caller I'm talking about. Some people don't think of that when they're thinking of this New World Order stuff. They know that the UN is evil. They know that the EU is evil majority. Yeah. And they know that people are globalists. and
They're communists,
yeah,
right? That's a type of
globalist
communism.
social communists. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So those people are ignorant. The ones who say that the New World Order is a conspiracy theory, they are really, really dumb, and they're ignoring communism.
All right.
That's it. End of story. And if they are ignoring communism, well, guess what? That means they're probably still brainwashed.
Most people are brainwashed, though. Even the people that believe in the New World Order are most of them are brainwashed because they are not overcoming in their own personal lives.
You're correct.
They end up
still
being
angry, and they're still blind.
They end up being unwilling idiots. If you know what I mean. Like they're
Useful
against
idiots,
it.
you mean.
They're useful idiots, but they're also like unwilling idiots. In that, they're like the conservatives. A lot of the conservatives are people that supposedly oppose communism. The Christians, many of the Christians are not living the Christianity. They're unwillingly participating. I mean, maybe I'm using that term loosely, but they're
unwitting. I think the word you're looking for is unwitting. It's
both.
Like if they knew better, they wouldn't. If they understood, if their eyes were open, they would get it, right? They would be able to see it. It's just that now, as things like with the new Cold War with China is really truly emerging, and people have got to begin to open their eyes to the fact that the Chinese Communist Party is a hostile government. And they have enslaved the Chinese people. They want to enslave the rest of people on Earth. We've got to believe them when they say that they want to take over the world. They've been saying it for, since 1949, they've been saying they want to take over the world. They've been taking steps, rushing as fast as they can to do it. So it's like, you can't believe the evil guy at what he says. Like, what the heck do you believe?
Yeah. Most people who have power want more.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Levon. Appreciate it, man.
Unless they're good. Unless they're good people, and they know how to use it and they know when to put it down.
Kind of, yeah. So, true.
Well, God bless President Trump and guys like Devin Nunes and Matt Gaetz and all them. God bless those guys, man. They're on the forefront of this battle. God bless our military too, because they're out there right now, and they're doing social media posts. And I saw one. I just want to throw this in before I go. That they did a social media post in front of a white rabbit, and they're saying, follow the white rabbits.
Who did that?
And so there was a military colonel. He did a social media post. He came out, he talked about how they quarantined about 150 people, and he did it in front of a white rabbit. And I don't know if you know what a white rabbit is, but you should look up what that is. Follow the white rabbit.
Okay.
There's an illegal drug that's been coming out of China called adrenochrome. It's extremely illegal. And there's been people in America who've been using it, and they're getting busted.
Okay.
They're getting busted right now.
Thank you, Levon. Appreciate hearing from you.
Take care.
You too. Oh, my second favorite caller, Earl, out of Michigan. What's up?
How you doing there, James?
I'm doing fine.
I'd like to make a correction. On the Lee Peterson show, I made a comment that Jesse debated Roland Martin on Hannity. It wasn't Hannity. There was another guy he was debating. He was on CNN.
Okay.
But that notwithstanding, I was listening this week, and I heard a lot of your callers comment on the Jesse Lee Peterson question whether the economy was more important than the people versus, which one was more important to maintain.
Let me see. Let me get the wording right here.
That they would say the economy when that the people are more important, because without people, you have no economy. So the folks that maintains your businesses, that your employees, that market your products, that keep the economy going, that and everything, if they're not around, who are you going to sell it to? Animals? So you need people foremost to have an economy. You can always develop economy once you have people.
Okay.
So that was one of my comments.
The question
And
was,
I also heard,
well, hold on. The question was, which do you prefer to save lives or the economy? And so your answer is the so-called lives.
lives. Well, people, if you don't save them, who do you have?
You still have
if you
more
have
people.
No people, if they die off, if people die off saving lives, who do you have? Who's going to maintain your company if they can't come to work? If they're sick.
That's the problem, is they need to get back to work.
Well, they can't get back to work if they're all sick.
But they're not all sick.
No, I'm saying.
And they're not going to get all sick.
We don't. Well, I'm not saying they're all sick now. I'm saying if people become sick, if they become unable to do their job, to go to work, what do you have an economy?
Right. That's his point too. Thanks, man.
There's another question.
Okay.
I also made a comment that I heard one of your on Jesse's show, that he seems to qualify being African American as if it's a negative or something. People who say they're African American.
Right. It's pretty dumb.
I find that kind of strange that only African Americans or some African Americans need to qualify them saying that their roots are rooted in Africa, but yet they need to qualify as if they need to please somebody that they need to refrain from even mentioning Africa having any relationship with their ancestries or anything else. I find that very strange because I see no other people, whites or whatever, when you ask a white person where their roots lie from, they proudly say, "I'm Irish, I'm German, I'm Greek, I'm Italian." Only blacks need to qualify and seem to seem like they need to please somebody by saying, "I'm not African American." Who are they trying to please?
You know what? Most of them are not trying to please anybody. They're just trying to establish that they're American and that they have long roots in America.
Well, that's already established.
Those of them who
the
do.
White folks, when you interviewed a host, a guest, and y'all discussed your heritage, you had no problem telling where your roots came from. When he said where his roots was, and he asked yours, you didn't embarrassingly say, "Oh, I can't say that. I'm just an American." You told him, I forget what you said. You was Scottish or Irish.
Right.
You didn't even occur to you that you.
But that's because we were talking. That's
qualify,
because we were talking about where the so-called ancestors came from. When people call themselves African American, they're not talking about. They're not. Nobody asked them about their ancestry.
That is the ancestry.
No, nobody. When people call them African Americans, nobody's asking them about their ancestry. So that's a totally different situation, Earl.
The Irish Americans.
And the Irish don't count as Americans.
Parade, do they embarrassingly say, "I'm Irish"?
Nobody's.
I can't say that. I'm just American.
Earl, you're such a snake. You are so evil. You're accusing. No. Hold on. You're accusing the blacks who consider themselves Americans as embarrassed to so-called admit that they have so-called roots in Africa when they don't even know if they have roots in Africa. They can't trace it back or anything. So you're the one who's a snake.
How do you know?
You're the one who's trying to pressure them to be embarrassed to.
How do you know?
Yes, because I know. Because most of these people are think for themselves types. Earl.
That's one fact. You know you didn't originally come from America, did you?
Of course I did.
Originally, their
Of course I did.
originated in America. Did it?
Huh?
Like yours did.
So what, Earl? That's stupid.
So what's the problem? If you can say you're from Ireland,
I'm not
or
from Ireland
whatever,
or
your
Scotland.
What's
or...
wrong with black folks saying they're from Africa? Is there a shame in that?
No, because they're saying they're African American. I don't say I'm Scottish American or Irish American or Danish American or German American. I don't say any of that stuff. So, Earl, you're dumb.
No, you're dumb.
I don't care if you
just
say I'm
because
dumb
you
because
can't-
you're dumb.
And you ask the question doesn't mean, Heil Hitler, that you're smart. But when people ask you about it, you do say you got Irish ancestors.
That's because they trace it to actual Irish people. There was like an Irish person.
Guy about his African ancestors, he wants to shy away from it.
Most of these blacks don't know any Africans in their ancestors.
That he's from Africa, but like you can say, your roots lie in Ireland or Scotland.
I am a Native American.
What's the saying? Egghead?
Whatever. You can't call me egghead. That's an anti-white slur.
Well, you're the white part of egghead. You're the
Oh, you're saying
what
I'm
is that,
Caucasian?
milk or whatever.
All right, Earl. Good points. Very good points, man.
All right, good talking to you.
Yeah, you
I
too.
know I'm
Buenos
not
dias.
the second favorite call anymore because we have these disputes. But we will continue.
All right. Good to talk to you. Take
Adios,
care.
amigos.
Adios.
Hasta luego.
All right. Nice. He's practicing his Spanish because he thinks the Mexicans are going to come take over. We'll see about that. Let me get to Craig out of DePlaine, Illinois. Am I pronouncing that right? DePlaine?
Yes, you are, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about that organization called Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Not lies, but lives.
Yeah. Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, Black Lives. You got that right. And if Earl's listening, Earl, last time I checked, I was born in America. I ain't got no Africa in me. I ain't never been to Africa, never seen the place. Wouldn't know how to get there, bruh.
You call him bruh. Right on.
So I was wanted to comment about that when I saw that Fallen State episode with Reverend Jesse Lee talking with Black Lives Matter and that lady Abdullah, whatever her name is.
Oh, yeah. Jasmine Richards, actually.
Oh, man, no class whatsoever. When she got up, it looked like she almost was losing her pants that day.
Oh, yeah. Jasmine Richards was in the audience, and she called the young, prettier black girl, come on out of here, down from there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I'm not for that organization. And after I did my research on that organization, man, I just can't believe the way things are going right now, where it's like a war between races.
Yeah.
And they're not doing anything in the urban communities to stop the black-on-black crime. But yet, if a police officer that's Caucasian makes a mistake, okay, oh, they're all on it because it's money behind it.
Yep.
These guys are worth $100 million. And when I looked that up, I said, unbelievable.
Wow. The organization has $100 million to it?
Yeah, you can just Google it. It'll show that they're worth $100 million.
That is insane.
Yeah. So,
That's ridiculous.
I just didn't like what that Crump dude died too. That, I don't know. I'm not a fan of him either. He's an evil man too. He's
Which one?
Like the rest of those.
Oh, Crump. Benjamin Crump.
Yeah, not Trump. No, not
Right.
the Great White Hope. Crump.
Yeah.
With a C.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of him.
Ridiculous. Evil
Yeah.
guy. He's just such a joke. I can't believe that people keep on going to him, too. All he does is lose cases and take their money.
Yeah.
But he does get them notoriety and media attention, which they love.
Yeah. Or just like how they did that officer down in Oklahoma City. He was wrongfully convicted. There was more evidence that came out that he's innocent, and all these girls lied on the stand.
Which one was that?
That Officer Holescloth case down there in Oklahoma, man.
It sounds familiar.
The
I
guy
just don't remember.
do it, man. Yeah, that was just man. I just feel so bad for the family. You know, He didn't do it, man, and he's in prison for something he didn't do. So,
Convicted
you
in
know,
December 2015 of multiple counts of rape, sexual battery,
yeah,
forcible something, oral something.
yeah, it was all
Um,
lies. It
you
was
think
all
it
lies.
is? 33 years old.
It's more evidence out there that he didn't do it. So,
Really?
yeah,
Well, I don't know about that case, but I do know that prosecutions have gotten more and more political. And
yeah,
it's, under pressure from the people who are anti-justice. They call it social justice, but they're
right,
anti-justice. Yeah,
yeah.
I appreciate that, Craig. Thanks for the
All
feedback
right,
on that.
Mr. Hake.
All right,
Okay,
take care.
bye.
I'm gonna get to more calls, but do I have anything that I need? You know what? While I'm on this quick break, let me read some super chats because there's a bunch of them. All right, guys. So hang tight for me. Shaunaverse donated a diamond. Hake, and he gave the praying hands. I call them praying hands, but the liberals, like CNN, call them namaste hands, which is what, a Buddhist or something like that? Why am I looking at Joel? You ever heard of that?
I heard
This
of
thing-
namaste. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Trump said like no more handshaking, maybe ever. And then I saw in like CNN they're trying to get you to do that because they're like beholden to China, right? Oh, chicken. No, I don't know, but whatever. Appreciate that, Shauna Verse. Sion told me about the cat ladies. Thank you. Noah's Arkansas said, Sion is a crazy cat lady. Don't trust her judgment. Whoa. Shots fired. Noah's Arkansas, thank you, man. Patrice O'Neill Groiper says, Elton John is gay and drinks adrenochrome. I can confirm he is homosexual. He is shamelessly homosexual. I don't know if he does drink that adrenochrome stuff. I think, doesn't that have baby something in it? I don't know. Earl from Detroit, according to Mo Betta Jenkum with the Ninja Guinea, says he out on workman comp. The dog got him in the booty good. Wow. Dang. I cannot confirm that that's true, but that's what he claims. Patrice O'Neill Groiper says Hake is a literal Native American. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Recognize. Kevin, hey guys. Lin Yan Chin, we need more white baby engineers. Yeah, that's true. Lin Yan Chin says Joel Friday and Nicholas Gonzalez equal best commercial. Wow, very nice compliment. Lin Yan Chin says caller right, but his heart is in hate. Need to go see down and shut up. Emotional constipation, oh mama. I think he's referring to the guy who said that conspiracy theories are real, and he ever heard of communism. And then he also told me about the adrenochrome. I think that advice was from Lin Yan Chin, was for you, man. So, and the credit solutionist for your hair gel fund, Hake, smiley faces. Thank you, the credit solutionist. Excellent. So, anyways, let me get to Dan out of Inglewood, California. First time caller. Inglewood, always up to no good.
Yep, Inglewood. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, going fine.
I just wanted to talk about the double standard on the left, even though we all know it's like a double standard. But remember the whole thing with Brett Kavanaugh and how like everyone on the left and the Democrats were like, oh, he needs to be investigated or he needs to step down as justice. A man that immoral with accusations like that, shouldn't be a justice. And then now you hear this Tara Reid lady talking about Joe, and you don't hear anyone saying anything on the left, like he needs to be investigated, he needs to, step down. Like, it's so blatant and obvious that they have a double standard. And, like, people, I don't know, I talked to, like, a friend of mine, and I was like, shouldn't Bernie, like, call him out? Because Bernie was very vocal when it came to Brett Kavanaugh and that whole accusation.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like, the man is running for president, and he's not even going to, and it's just a big scam. It's like a sham or whatever the word is. But
Right.
yeah, that's just the one thing I wanted to point out.
Yeah, that's true. Kavanaugh, the way they're treated Kavanaugh versus how they're treating Joe Biden with this thing, they're very selective. They're totally evil. And
Yeah, again.
evil is going to eat each other.
Of course,
and try to eat good. So
I mean, I don't believe either of the accusations,
Right.
but I mean, if they're going to be, they should at least be consistent about the things that they do, but they're not, and that's why they're evil.
Yep. That's another
All right,
reason
hey,
why they're evil.
thank you so much for taking my call, and shout out to everyone at Bond and Jesse and all the callers and everyone.
Right on, man. Appreciate you. Take care.
All right, have a good weekend. Be safe. Bye.
All right. You as well. Oh, by the way, Marie Fries on Periscope says, and I think that she may be referring to Marie Fries. Are you referring to the Holtzclaw case? I'm asking. She says that Michelle Malkin has been covering this case in depth. I'm not sure which case you're referring to, Marie Fries. Let me know which one. My favorite caller, dang, both of my favorite callers in today. Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. Maze, good to hear from you. What's up?
Hello, James.
Hey.
We on it again about Black Lives Matter and all of this. Why y'all don't complain about Joe Osteen and the stuff? He went and did something with Kanye. Nobody cared and complained.
But he didn't support
What was
Black
that?
Lives Matter.
I mean,
Joel
what's
Osteen did
is
not support Black Lives Matter.
causing- Excuse
Not
me?
that I know of.
Joe Osteen support anything that somebody got some money and he can get some of it. That's what he'll do. But then when you hear Boy Friday, he says he's Cajun.
Right. Creole.
So you'll have no problem with that.
But he doesn't call himself Cajun American.
He'll let you know that he's that when he says like
But
what
you
is it
and
supposed to
Earl
mean?
seem to be missing the point.
No, you're missing the point. Let me give you the point so
Shoot.
you can use your brain a little bit. So you sitting there. I said, James, would you just get your hair, just cut your hair off your head? You should be just like Jesse.
When
Am I telling you what to do?
Yeah.
That's what when it comes to black people, that's what we're trying to get over to you all. Stop trying to tell us what to do. Now, do you get
That's dumb because the blacks
can
are
think
the
for ourselves.
primary ones trying to
You
tell
told the
everybody what
slave
to do.
that
You
your
can't be
ancestors told us-
racist.
Can I tell you
try to
no.
tell you try to say these killer cops have got to
just
go.
gave you an
Don't
example.
tell the killer cops what to do.
Killer cops had nothing to do anything to do with this.
No,
You
but
talking about
blacks
killer
are
cops. It's
always
like-
telling. My point is, blacks are always telling everybody else what to do, especially the women. But
But
anyways,
whatever
especially
y'all
the
want to do,
liberal
nobody
women.
can correct. Whatever you want to do, nobody can correct you and tell you that we don't need you to tell it because we're not. We were your ancestors. Our ancestors were their slaves. There is no slaves.
You don't know
anymore.
that.
So
You do not
need
know
to
that.
Stop trying to tell people what
You
to do.
do not know that.
Oh yeah, we got some.
No, you don't
'Cause
know.
we hear them on Jesse show.
There are way more.
All
There
the
are
time.
way more whites in here, and who cares if they were? That just
was
means
they in there,
that
and
our
that's what I'm saying,
ancestors
they're not
were
using their brain. If they were using their brain,
our ancestors was your ancestors' masters.
Do you
That's
wanna
something
deny yours?
that we should be proud of.
would you
If
want to
anything.
deny your ancestors?
Huh?
Do you want to deny your ancestors?
No, but I don't know that any of my
Well, then you turn around
ancestors
telling
did
the
that.
other people
You're
that
just
you-
making
and when you say
claims,
there's
not.
no-
You're just making claims, not knowing what you're talking about.
My nephew, I'm gonna tell you some people that do know they're African.
I don't care.
They call themselves African American because their fathers are African, and Obama knew that who his African father was.
I don't
So
know
what
if
do
he
you call
did.
him? He was African American. So
I
I'm saying
think,
y'all
you
confused.
know, I was thinking about
confuse
this. I was
yourself.
thinking about
You
this Obama case. Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I am. But I'm leery about this Obama birth certificate thing because according to Joe Arpaio and what I looked at, it did look photoshopped. It was strange.
Yeah, you see, but
And
you got to use your own.
and so I don't know if it was because of his birthplace or his birth father or his birth name or what.
That's what I'm saying.
At one point,
Joe
people were
Arpaio
calling
doing
him
the same
Barry
thing.
Soetoro.
He was trying to tell people how to think, but look what happened to him.
Huh?
A lot of them that were doing just like Newt Gingrich.
Obama was
talking
trying to
about
tell
Clinton.
people what to
No,
think?
No. And like Newt Gingrich was talking about Clinton, and he was doing the same thing. But don't look at him, look at me. That's
What
when
are you
when
talking
can
about?
tell
I
you,
don't know. I don't remember
I'm saying
what
when
happened
Glenn was
between
messing with
Newt
Monica,
Gingrich.
Newt was messing with somebody too. And why is he over there?
Newt Gingrich remarried, divorced, and remarried a few times. I guess that's what she's
Yeah, I'm
talking
saying,
about.
but why
It's
is
hard
he
to keep
over
up
in
with what
Italy?
she's talking about
I'm
because she
asking
just
you,
makes
but why
these
is he-
references.
I just gave you an example of what we think and why we don't want you to tell us what to do.
But you tell us what to do.
You should shave your hair off and be like Jesse.
You need to stop telling me to stop telling people what to do.
No. I said we as black people don't need you to tell us what we need
Yes,
to
you
do.
do.
We
Yes,
have bodies
you do.
just like you do.
No, you don't have your own
And
mind.
it's like Black Lives Matter. They shouldn't be doing this.
Right.
They got this amount of money.
I didn't say
why
they
you
shouldn't be
jealous
doing
of other
it.
people's money? If you don't have nothing,
I
don't
said
be
that
jealous
they're
because you
evil.
don't have any money.
I didn't say they
So now
shouldn't be doing it, Mace.
What is New Phoenix
Hold
doing
on.
in Italy?
Hold on. I didn't say Black Lives Matter shouldn't be doing that. I said they're evil. Maybe I did say it at one point.
Yes, you did.
But
Nobody
no.
can do
You're
things
going to claim that I did, but you don't make claims that you don't know.
You say you could have. But I asked you
Yeah,
a
I
question.
could
Why is
have
Nudie
because
in-
it's a value
why
judgment.
is
They
Nudie-
shouldn't.
Why is Nudie over in Italy?
Huh?
Look at
Who
this.
knows? You sound like the
Or
guy
is he
that
over there
said,
doing something devilish, or is he doing something good?
Huh?
Maybe that's why he caught in the mix of it. Right in the center. Sometimes
Maze,
you're sitting and watching.
you are
and then things
impossible to
happen, and you're
follow.
like,
I gotta
that's-
go.
Yeah, but
You
don't
even
get
lost
upset,
me,
James.
and
Be
I'm
happy.
a pretty good
Be
listener.
happy. Be happy. But you get what I said. We don't need y'all to tell us what to do
Yes, you
because
do.
got those that come in here all
Yes,
the
you
time
do.
trying to tell us what we need to do. And
Yes,
they
you
need
do.
to take a look at themselves. No, we don't. We're not listening.
Yes, you do.
We're not listening. So you
Obviously.
That's what I'm saying. I get a brainless person tell somebody that's got a brain what to do, and they don't have. They can't even use theirs.
All right,
So
Maze.
you have a good one.
You too. Thank you. Yeah, I had to get rid of her fast this time. Actually, that wasn't that fast. All right. I am going to open the treasure chest on D Live, assuming that I remember, or Joel or Nick. Chris, out of Los Angeles, California, thank you for holding on, man. What's up?
Hey, what's up, James?
Hey.
I just wanted to bring up the gun shops, all over the country that are getting sold out on weapons and ammo.
Yeah.
People are expecting things to pop off. Here in LA, I've seen the lines with my own eyes going around the building, and so what things are already tense between the races as as you guys were talking about a few calls ago.
Yeah.
How's that? How do you see that playing out?
There's not any major national stories, and there hasn't been that I can think of that have increased the tensions, and part of that is because Trump is president. He doesn't give it any play. So I feel that things are a little better because of that. I don't know. I haven't been out. People aren't really out right now. The roads are pretty empty. So I don't know if tensions are all that high. I know that tensions could get high because desperation is increasing, or, people's false sense of desperation. A lot of people not working, a lot of people maybe strained financially. And when you already don't have character, that can lead to more problems. And it is warming up. When it's warmer, people are out more. Crime just goes up. It's violent crime. I mean, it's like a known phenomenon in Chicago and elsewhere. But I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict. I couldn't even say.
Well, I'm not really asking you to predict, just, what's your analysis. But, everybody knows that this $1,000 or a couple thousand they're throwing at people is not going to last. And people are going to get hungry and desperate, and they're going to be losing their homes or whatever. And, Trump talks about putting everybody back to work. But if this virus is that deadly that we have to pass a $2 trillion bailout relief, why are we just going to, throw it right back into the fire?
Man, that's why I'm glad that President Trump is in charge, because even though we have a bunch of far-left governors and mayors making fools of themselves, honestly, going on TV with their dumb-looking sign language people, making them look even less dignified than we already know that they are. They love this chaos. The liberals and the rhinos and the people who like to swoop in and pretend like they're the hero. Trump wants people working, and I do like that. I respect it. And Trump has a can-do attitude. And that attitude is, the mind is really powerful. And when you have no doubt, even if you're a child of Satan and you have no doubt about what you're doing, you get more done. And these people that are intellectuals, they want to hold him back, but he will not be held back. And I'm hoping that inspires others and other people. There's enough men of character out there to set the example to work responsibly, right? And
so do you?
help the country get back.
So you don't believe, the footage coming out of like China or Italy or Spain of all the people dying?
I believe
You
it,
think
but
that's all?
yeah, I believe it, and we've supposedly surpassed them. But even like the New York Times is claiming that it's not as deadly; it's just highly contagious, and it is dangerous to at-risk people, including even some young people. But it's you have to be. What I'm
So you don't
saying is
think
you have to
putting
be
everybody
smart
back to
too.
work would accelerate that? You don't think
Set-
that's going to cause like a firestorm?
What, people working again?
People spreading the virus and people like flooding the hospitals.
Yeah.
And, it's
That's the worst place you
not
can go.
necessarily that.
The hospital is like the worst place you can go, honestly.
Right, but also people congregating and things like that.
But I'm saying work. I'm not necessarily saying congregating again and all that stuff. There's a lot of work that people that are not working and they wouldn't even be congregating. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are going overboard, and these the liberals, the Democrats, the rhinos, they come in with these overboard false solutions where they want to like cite people for even going to the park. Fresh air is like good for you. A little sunshine, a little exercise, that's good for you. I mean, yes, having a big congregation in the park, maybe not, I guess. But they don't
or
have
like sports, all
people's
the sports
best
events and
interests.
things like that.
Yeah, the sports events, I could take it or leave it, honestly. But I mean, I guess they're a moneymaker in a sense, but I don't know how big that is. I think
so that's the thing is, if this virus is as deadly as they claim, then it's reckless to just go right back into it. But at the same time, if it isn't, we don't know that. So
Dick.
But based on like Italy and these other countries, we're seeing that people are like the military has slept in. The hospitals are flooded. People are dying. Like
right.
And they just can't keep up. So why would we take that? Seeing what's happening there, why are we taking that risk?
We're not taking that risk though.
Well, there's a desire to go that. They're like, all right, let's get back to business.
Yeah.
It's like you can't without the repercussions. If everything is based on what they're telling us, that's what they're feeding us. If it's true, then you're doing is
Chris,
cause a problem.
Yeah, but there's a lot of work that can be done that doesn't involve those type of risks where it's like spreading contagions. There's a lot of people not working, I would gather, based on the number of people who are out on the road or not out on the road. I would say there's a lot of people not working that could be, and they wouldn't be any more at risk going to work, at least not by much, than they are by staying home. That's my only point. I'm not saying to do these dumb high congregation events. Most of those are degenerate anyways. They're not good for the country. So yeah.
Well, I think that in the end, people are going to be. A lot of people are going to. It's like 2008 or a recession. There's going to be an economic impact whether Trump likes it or not, even with this bailout.
There already is.
Like we already talked about. Most of this money ain't even going to go towards taxpayers or people who are just trying to get on their feet or whatever.
Yeah, the fact that it passed so easily is maybe a warning. It might be a warning, the fact that it passed so easily, meaning that there's a whole lot of stuff that these leftists and rhinos like. And the stuff that
And you
they
don't
like
think
is
Trump
not
knows?
necessarily good for the country.
You don't think Trump sees that? Is he that?
He does,
blind?
but you know, it's kind of like how he had to rebuild the military. You know how the military was, Obama depleted the military, like he let it go way down. And Trump spent like crazy and passed a lot of these spending bills, and there was a lot of stuff that was not good included in these spending bills, but he passed it anyways because the bigger priority was the military was in like dire need of rebuilding. And so he spent all that money anyways to rebuild the military. Likewise, I'm guessing, we're just all speculating that I don't know if he's even signed the bill, if it's passed yet, but people are saying don't pass it. I know a lot of people on the right, and they might be right, but it sounds like based on Trump's judgment that we need to pass it even with its flaws.
Yeah, it just sounds ridiculous to me. To me, that just sends the message that he knows and he's in on it. Because $2 trillion, there's no way to justify $2 trillion. Like, there's no way to spin that. They're scamming us. So either Trump knows or he's that dumb. But I think he knows. I don't think he's that dumb. And it's like, okay, so where why aren't you stepping in and like saying like what a crime this is to just rob everybody? Like, that's basically what they're doing. They're robbing us again to bail out everybody. All the big dogs.
Well,
and then the people, the blue collar or the taxpayers, they don't get nothing. You're lucky if you get the 2,000
of your own money.
How long is that going to last?
Man,
yeah.
Like I said, I've said yesterday, I think, that I have not paid attention to this bill thing. I have no say-so over what happens with it. And so I haven't kept up with it. So I can't comment. I can't either agree or disagree with you on whether it's a disaster. But thanks, man. It's good to hear from you.
All right, man. Good to hear from you. I'll let you go. Thank you.
Take care. Let me give you a little bit of contrast. Like I said, Trump says no more handshakes ever, right? That was a Drudge headline. And CNN was pushing this namaste sign, cucks. And that means that you sell out your country for other countries, right? For evil. Bloomberg reports via Yahoo News, Trump says maybe people aren't going to be shaking hands anymore, Trump said, adding that he discussed the practice with Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, whom we don't exactly trust, right? But whatever. He was saying the regular flu would be cut down by quite a bit if we didn't do that, if we didn't shake hands. That's what the president said. Isn't that interesting? So you can go back to work, but just don't be shaking hands anymore. There's a lot of ways to get back to work. The president said he wasn't much of a handshaker before he ran for political office. And another Drudge headline, Fauci throws cold water on the Easter miracle. I was like, what? Is this guy even a Christian? Mediaite reports that Anthony Fauci, and I gathered that he appeared on CNN with Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who's like no doubt a liberal, and Anderson Cooper, the gay one from CNN. Oh, there's more than one, right? Gay on CNN host. Why raise the idea that a pullback is even close, Gupta asked, and a pullback on the lockdown on no work, whatever. I think what the president is trying to do, this is Fauci talking, he was making an aspirational projection to give people some hope. That's what Fauci replied. Isn't that nice? And like I said, like I told to this doubting Thomas, Chris from Los Angeles, Trump has a can-do attitude, and that is a powerful attitude to have. And still, Fauci claimed that Trump is receptive to guidance from public health experts like himself and Dr. Deborah Birx, I guess, another member of that task force for this coronavirus thing. He's still listening to us. And like I told you, Trump is a listener. When we say we've really got to reevaluate it in real time, Fauci said, and any decision we make has to be based on the data. But this Sanjay Gupta guy and these CNN people are evil. Meanwhile, over in Chicago and elsewhere, New Orleans, it's a mess. The Chicago mayor, you know, they have that black lesbian mayor. Those who go outside to exercise risk arrest. That's insane. CBS Chicago reports, visibly frustrated. Can you say beta female? With reports of gatherings throughout Chicago, black lesbian Democrat Mayor Lori Lightfoot delivered a stern warning to those who continue to get together during the COVID-19 pandemic, right? Quote, not only will our police be deployed to shut them down if you are not abiding by these orders, we will be forced to shut down the parks and lakefront. Shutting down the parks. The situation is deadly serious and we need you to take it deadly seriously. I say, be quiet, woman. Interim police superintendent Charlie Beck, and that's a former dumb chief of LAPD here in Los Angeles. He wanted to give driver licenses to illegal aliens here in Los Angeles. I remember years ago. Charlie Beck issued the strongest warning about being out with others. The public health order is not an advisory, it is a mandate. If you violate, you are subject to a fine of $500. If you continue to violate it, you will be subject to arrest. He talks tough, but he's a liberal. And there are fears that civil rights are disappearing, and that's what liberals and rhinos do. So, and the death rates are soaring in New Orleans. A disaster that could define the city for generations, according to Drudge, right? Mardi Gras accelerated it. When was Mardi Gras, anyways? I don't know. I don't care. But crazy. Okay, so let me get to this, at least this politicians thing. Politicians are my type of politician. And I love boomers, by the way. A lot of you guys do not love boomers, but I love boomers. If you don't respect boomers, you don't respect yourself. Oh, man. So I got this on Twitter. Shout out to Luis Miguel, Catholic Latino. He tweeted me this tip. Scene girl nationalist tweet. She said, describe your politics with 4 people. And she put up Theodore Roosevelt, Alex Jones, some former Louisiana guy named the Kingfish, Louisiana governor. He was assassinated while he was in the Senate. I'm blanking on his real name, but I think he was nicknamed the Kingfish or something like that. And lastly, what's that guy's name? Ron Paul, the daddy. He's the one who says, I don't care. Let them do what they want out there. We need to take care of home. And he's right about that part, I think. So Luis Miguel told me, do yours. So I did with picks. And mine are Jesse Lee Peterson. And what's that guy's name? Sheriff Joe Arpaio. And Donald Trump. And of course, and I don't care what you guys say, Bill O'Reilly. Nice, huh? 3 boomers and actually, what's that guy's name? He's 84 or 87. Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I think he's 84. I could be wrong. Let's see. (1932), 87 years old. Nice. But I respect boomers and older. But okay, so and then I followed that up with the explanation. So Jesse Lee Peterson, here's my explanation tweet, and I'm gonna kind of flesh it out more than just the tweet, right? Jesse Lee Peterson, he broke politics down to just simple right and wrong. And real Sheriff Joe withstood endless media smears, which even kind of influenced me at first. And okay, so then real Donald Trump came on the scene. Back in 2012, he said something smart that I kind of liked, but he didn't have the staying power that he does today. And then Bill O'Reilly is like an example of what the media should be if they were more honest right? Imagine if all the media were like Bill O'Reilly. We would not be in the mess that we are in today. Or Tucker Carlson's great too. Sean Hannity's nice. But let me just explain JLP Talk. Back in 2007, when I first started going to church, it's kind of at the end. They were talking, and somebody brought up the illegal aliens. That means I'm opening the treasure chest, guys. Somebody brought up the illegal aliens, and Jesse's they need to be all shipped back. And that was like shocking to me. I had never heard that before, even though it's just common sense. I had never heard it before. And I'm like, well, maybe he's wrong about politics, but he's right spiritually. I knew it. I knew that he was right spiritually. But then and so it didn't really bother me. I wasn't that into politics anyways. And the reason that I thought that maybe he was wrong was because I was listening to someone who's married to like a Latino, and they said his view is they're here. They're here. That means they get to stay. Not very logical, right? But it's the way a lot of people think. There's a lot of regular people who have that rhino thinking brainwashed into them. So then later, I hear an interview on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and he's saying, is it right that the illegals come in here illegally to the detriment of the blacks first and foremost? Is it right that they're affecting the blacks and they're coming in here illegally? No answer from the phony, fake, imitation, compassionate woman whom he was interviewing. This was back in 08, 10, 11, something like that. So, and then the other thing is like Jesse Lee Peterson is just endlessly real, right, good-natured. So, of course, that's going to be highly influential. Real Sheriff Joe Arpaio. I had kind of judged him because I just looked at stuff in the media. I thought he was kind of like an ugly person. But then I hear him on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. Jesse's, I really respect you. And then I started to listen to what he was saying. He made the point one time in 2014 under the Obama unaccompanied alien children mess that we're the most powerful nation in the world and we can't stop these people from coming in. I don't buy it. Then that's just common sense. That's Sheriff Joe. And he just kept on pushing despite all of the media smears and Democrat smears and even rhinos. So that's something to admire. So I love that about him. And then President Trump, of course, he stuck by that rapists comment because it was factual. It was true. And the media tried to pretend it was a lie. And then in the first debate versus the Republicans, man, I used to think that Ted Cruz was a real and a good guy. But Trump was just a man among boys with all of them. And it was just eye-opening to see that a politician could actually be like a real person rather than politician-like. And he was right about the Charlottesville, where there was violence on many sides and very fine people on both sides. And he stood by that, and that was nice. And he has such energy to this day. That's cool. And he's, 72, 73? And then Bill O'Reilly is an example of, like I said, of what the media should be. No spin, no speculation. Of course, sometimes in my opinion, he's wrong. Actually, not just in my opinion. He's wrong occasionally. But generally, he's just open about his impression of reality. You know what he's thinking. Even though he tries to not share his politics, but he shares with you how he sees reality. And that's cool. And he doesn't care about pleasing people, generally. And he also made the point anonymous sources always have a hidden agenda, sometimes not known to the so-called journalist who cites them. He said that in the United States of Trump. So all those guys are like simple men, not blown by the wind of what's popular or not. And so isn't that respectable? So nice. And in my opinion, O'Reilly is probably the most politically correct of the bunch. And he's not that politically correct, so that's good. Anyways, guys, Patrice O'Neill Groiper with a diamond said, Maze having an N-word moment. Whoa. Patrice O'Neill Groiper. Oh, yeah, he said that one. And he says, feds be like, hello, fellow racist. When is the race war? Yeah, true. They try to get you to, it's kind of like entrapment. Mess. Congratulations to Reed Johnson, Patrice O'Neill Groiper, Mo Betta Jankum, Grace Face, Take Care Business Bear, and the rest of you guys. Thank you to Jen Bug, Mo Betta Bankum, Patrice O'Neill Groiper, Portman, Noah's Arkansas, C. Sion. Hold on. Shaunaverse, Gorgonzola, awesome. Floshinsky, Paramedic, and Mo Betta Jankum says Sheriff Joe to Felon Rap PR, U.S. kids in Iraq, equal tenants. Man, you're going to have to flesh that out for me, man. Email me, thehakereport@gmail.com, and explain because I completely missed it. But, hold on, let me just double check. Thank you, guys. Make sure you check out Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, online only. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. All right, guys. Take care.